I want to give you guys 4 questions to ask yourself when you're going through a trial, whether a short-term trial or a long trial. These questions will help you to get through it and see God's purpose in it. A man named Pastor John shared these questions with me when I was going through a very dark time myself. First of all, in Jeremiah 29:11, God says, "I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and hope." It's important to know that God has a plan in what we're going through, that He has a future for us full of hope and prospering. The first of the 4 questions is God aware of the trial that we're going through? 1 Peter 4:11 tells us, "Beloved, do not think it a strange thing concerning the fiery trials which are to try you, as if something strange has happened to you." God knows all things. He's aware of the trial that we're going through. Second question, does God care about the trial we're going through? 1 Peter 5:7 tells us, "Cast all of our cares upon Him, for He cares for us." The next 2 questions come from Romans 8:28, saying that God is working all things together for good for those who love Him and are called according to His purposes. So question number 3, is God working all things together for good? But we have to then ask ourselves question 4, do we love God? So these 4 questions, is God aware? Does God care? Is God working all things together for good? And do we love Him? Will give us an idea of what we need to do during the trials. In John 14:15, Jesus says, "If you love me, you'll obey my commands." Loving God is obeying His commands. It's staying on the path during the trial and following Him no matter what's going on, instead of looking for our own fleshly solution. Hebrews 4:14 gives us insight into how Jesus actually acted this out when He was in ministry. It says, "For we do not have a high priest who cannot sympathize with our weaknesses, but in all ways was tempted just as we are, and yet without sin." He stayed the path. He obeyed God. He loved God through His trials, knowing that God was aware about them, He cared about them, and He was working all things together for good while He was loving God. It says, "Let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help us in a time of need." I want to close with the rest of Jeremiah 29 that no one talks about, 12 through 14. God says, "Then you will call upon me and go and pray to me, and I will listen to you, and you will seek me and find me if you search for me with all your heart, says the Lord, and I will bring you back from your captivity." God has a plan to bring us out of the trial. He has a plan to bring us back from our captivity. He knows what He's doing. He's aware. He cares. He's working all things together for good if we're just willing to love Him and follow Him. Remember these 4 questions when you're going through a trial, and it'll help you to see the purpose in all of it and what to do.